Morning and welcome to the morning pour. Y'all come on in the room. Super excited to be here. Sorry, I am 4 minutes late, but I am here. Come on in the room. Hold on. Okay. Come on in the room, you guys. Super excited to be here on this morning. It is Thursday morning. And y'all, I am just not prepared at all on what I'm going to say today. I normally have some type of outline of what I would like to talk about on this morning, but yesterday was a long day and I do not have my outline, right? But when you stay ready, you don't have to worry about getting ready, right? So come on in the room, you guys. Super excited to be here. My name is Cheryl Mazik, you guys. I am the CEO and creator of Ladies of Faith Over Fear. Ladies of Faith Over Fear is a sisterhood. It's a ministry. It is a place where you can come and get your cup filled on a daily basis. I help women to heal from trauma from the inside out with workbooks, online courses, experiences, events, and challenges, and also amazing health and wellness, all natural products. Those all natural products, I've been able to lose 50 pounds, probably lost a little bit more. I hadn't been on a scale or weighed myself in probably about a month or so. So I know I ain't gained no weight. So I may have lost some weight. But I did it all naturally. I'm just making a decision to do some things different in my health and wellness. And that's what I think I'm going to talk about today. Just a mindset shift and what had to happen in order for me to really be able to feel better. I feel so amazing as a 42-year-old woman, y'all, compared to when I was 22. I'm more energized. I feel amazing. My health is amazing for a 42-year-old. When I look at some of my peers, right? Some of my peers are on 2+ more medications for things to regulate, in their body. And so I praise God. I thank God that that's not my story, because at one point it was starting to be my story, right? And so let's talk about it. I originally started to work on my health and wellness the way I am in my life, right, in 2019 when it comes to health and wellness. So it started off with just having issues not sleeping, right? That's how the journey started, to really take things serious, right, when it comes to my health. Because if I can be honest with you, I used to be a person that did not look at anything. I would just go to the grocery store, just get whatever, right? I would shop and buy all of the bad things, the chips, the cookies. Not too much of that, because I've never been a real junk eater or really gave junk to my kids, but I did buy those things, right? Juice, Kool-Aid, all of those different things. Just not being conscious, right, about the things that I put into my body or the things that I put into my children's body, right? Because one thing that I have learned, that we as mothers, as parents, we're gatekeepers to our children's mouth gate, right? So the things that they eat is on us, because they only get it because we give it to them, right? And so I had to make a conscious decision to do some things different in my health and wellness in order to see different results, right? So in 2019, I had a couple of nights where I just could not go to sleep, y'all. My head was just thriving and I was up. I couldn't go to sleep. Every time I laid down, it's just like something was just banging on my head. And that was 2 nights straight. So I was up for 48 hours. And so the next day I was like, look, I'm gonna go to the hospital because something is not right. And so I went to the hospital. I dropped my kids off when my kids were going to regular school at that time. I dropped my children off and I went to the hospital, and they read my numbers, and the doctor was like, I don't even know how you walked in here, right? Because your blood pressure is really, really high. And I shouldn't have been able to function with a blood pressure that high. And so they gave me some medication to regulate the blood pressure, okay? And so I took the medicine, because that's what you normally do, right? You go to the doctor, they give you some medicine, you take the medicine and you go on about your business, right? And so I took the medicine, and I really didn't like the way it made me feel. Like the back of my neck was just throbbing so hard. And during that time, I asked my mom, I was like, Mama, is this supposed to make me feel like this? The medication? And she was just like, the way blood pressure medicine work is they're going to give you different dosages until it works with your body. And at that point, I made a decision. I'm not going to do this because it don't feel right. I don't like the way it makes my body feel, and it has to be some other way, right, to regulate my blood pressure naturally. And so that's where the quest happened. I started to go look for something. I started to go look for a natural way to regulate my blood pressure. And that's when I ran into my personal mentor. I seen her online, and she was promoting a product, and that product was helping with regulating my blood pressure. And I say, you know what? I'm gonna try it. I had already been looking. I had already been praying and asking God to send me in the right direction. One, to partner with the right person in business. It was a business opportunity. I was really looking for a way to regulate my blood pressure, but I found another way to make income. And so in 2019, I decided to join her in business, right? But not only joining her in business, it really transformed my whole life when it comes to my health and wellness, because it really started my journey of starting to do some things a little different. Good morning. Welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, and don't forget to put in the comments what you guys are thankful for, right? So when I joined you guys in 2019, it really opened up my eyes because I was able to be exposed to a different lifestyle of living, right? Because now I'm a part of a community that is conscious when it comes to eating right, that's conscious when it comes to doing things a little different, that's conscious with a mindset shift. Because when you make a decision, right, to live a healthier lifestyle, it's not an easy fix. It's something where you really have to do the work, and it's a daily process. Good morning, sunshine. It's a daily process of doing some things different, right, in order to get some different results, okay? So I had to really start looking at the things that I'm eating, right? A lot of people don't look at what they eating. They just go to the store, they buy things, they don't look at what's on the back of it. They just put it in their mouth and they just eat, right? So I made a decision that I'm going to be more conscious. So I started cutting out some things and not even realizing how much food I started to cut out, because I was on vacation with my daughter a month ago while she was having her baby. And while we were on vacation, I told the kids we can eat whatever it is that we want to eat. There's no restrictions, right? And so that made me realize a lot of the stuff that I cut out, not just my diet, but also my children's diet, right? So if I think about it, we cut out cereal. We don't do cereal anymore. The only time we will do cereal if we make it ourselves, because we know what ingredients are in it, because I homeschool my children. I cut out dairy for the most part. Milk, we don't use cow milk anymore. If we do use milk, I make my milk, I do nut milk, or it could be like a cashew milk. It could be an almond milk. It can be a walnut milk. I make it myself. It's really simple. Like a lot of the stuff that we eat, you guys, is really simple to make with simple ingredients. To make milk is just water and nuts and whatever thing that you want to put in it to make it to your tasting, to your liking, like honey or cinnamon or vanilla extract, right? So we don't do regular milk anymore. What else we don't do that we was eating? Potato chips, don't do chips, don't do candy, right? If we do, it's very on a limited basis. What else did we cut out? We still eat fast food to a certain extent, right? Because fast food, you don't know what's in those foods. Like there's no label for you to go look and see what's in fast foods. Lunch meat, don't really eat lunch meat anymore. What else do we eat? that I was like, we really did cut out a lot of stuff. The processed foods, like a lot of the frozen foods, don't really eat those. So when I say cut out foods and looking at the back, it's just simple. Looking at the label, right? Looking at the label to see if there's something on this label that you can read and you cannot read and understand what it is, right? So even like with water, only drink spring water. If you look at your water and your water have a whole bunch of ingredients in it, it's not pure water. It has stuff that's added to it. You can filter your water with your own filter, right? You shouldn't have ingredients in water. It's filtered, right? You filter it. So I don't even really do purified water unless I'm somewhere and it's all it got. But you want to get spring water and you want to make sure that it's no ingredients in the water, right? So different things like that. So really making sure, yes, modifications. When you look on the back of it, when it says genetic, hold on, because I'm not at my house, but here you go, right here. So contains bioengineered food ingredients. So what that means, you guys, let me see. What that means is they had to make it in the lab, right? And so for me, I understood that you have to have whole foods. Like your body needs real food to live, right? To really live and thrive, your body needs real food. And so what is real food? Real food is steak, fish, chicken, turkey, your meats, your vegetables, your fruit, right? And so I made a decision that I'm going to change my eating instead of not just being all over the place when it comes to eating, but really be intentional about the foods that I eat, right? And understanding that living a healthy lifestyle doesn't mean that it has to be boring, right? When you live a healthy lifestyle, it could be really, really good. Like food, you can really make your food really good. Also cheese. So I still eat cheese, but I do not eat pre-shredded cheese in the store because it has wood chips inside of it. If I get cheese, it's going to be block cheese. I'm going to look and see the cheese that have the lesser of the ingredients in it, and I will shred it myself. I used to be one of the ones, look, I ain't about to be doing all this shredding because it takes forever in a day. But guess what? I do that now. Even if it takes me a little bit longer to get my cheese prepared, if I eat cheese, and I'm very limited on eating cheese, right? So just different things like that. Like I really made a decision to change my eating. Then from there, I made a decision to add movement into my lifestyle, right? Moving my body. Because it requires you to take action, right? You got to make sure in order to lose weight, you got to move your body. You got to eat properly, right? And then you also have to move your body because you want to burn the fat. Like I'm not a health expert, you guys. I'm just a mommy. I'm just a wife. I'm just a woman that wanted to be able to live a quality of life. And so these are just the things that I did in order to live a quality of life. I'm still on the journey, right? I haven't mastered it, but I am in a different place than I was in 2019, okay? And so moving your body, it's just for like 30 minutes a day, whether it's walking, whether it's jumping rope, whether you go to the gym, get on the treadmill, whether you walk around your neighborhood, whatever it is, make a decision to be active for 30 minutes. Think about it. When we was in school, right? For those that are 80s and 70s babies and 60s babies, we had recess. So we went out for at least 30 minutes because we had a morning recess and an evening recess to move our bodies. It's important to make sure that you're moving your body on a consistent basis, all right? So making sure you move your body. Cutting out all of the sugary drinks. Another thing that we cut out is cold drinks or soda pop, whatever it is that you call it, right? So I'm originally from Baton Rouge. I live in Texas, Dallas, Texas area. And when I first moved here, I was like, where the cold drinks at? And they're like, what are you talking about? You want something cold to drink? But a cold drink is a soda, right? So for us, cold drink. For other people, soda pop, right? So cut that out. You want to cut out all of the sugars that you possibly can. Kool-Aid, we used to be an avid Kool-Aid drinker, right? Avid Kool-Aid drinker, but we don't do that anymore. So just really watching what you eat, and make sure that you watch what your children eat, because guess what? That's going to affect them in the long haul. Even for me, right? The weight that I have on me, right? It is from the habits and the decisions that I made when I was in my 20s, right? Because the decisions that you make today sometimes does not affect you in this moment, but it affects you down the line. So it's important to really, really be careful of the things that you do to your body, because you only get one of them, right? You only get one vessel. You only get one body. And so how are you going to take care of that body? Sometimes when I look at the older generation, I'm like, a lot of elderly people are sick in their body. They're sick in their mind, like with dementia. And some people are like that. And then some people, right, that you see in the same age bracket, they healthy. It's I don't know what. I've seen some 80-year-olds, some 90-year-olds, some 70-year-olds that look like they're in their 30s. And why is that? It's because of the quality of life that they had getting up to that point, right? Some of those people made a decision, like the ones that look like they're 30s and they're in their 70s, right? And in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and they look like they're in their 30s. It's because they really made a decision to change their lifestyle. They changed their lifestyle in the matter of eating right. So some people change their diets to vegetarian. Whatever you change your diet to is your choice, right? I still eat meat. That's my choice. Some people only do fruit, right? Fruits and vegetables. Some people are pescatarians, but they do seafood and vegetables. But some people just watch what they eat. I watch what I eat. I read labels, right? I cook my food for the most part. I don't really like to eat out. I prefer to have a home cooked meal because I know what I'm putting in the food, right? I know what the food is made of. I know the ingredients that I'm putting on my meat, right? The seasoning that I'm putting on my meat, the seasoning that I'm putting on my vegetables, right? Even like for me, I enjoy gardening, right? So that means I really know what's going into my vegetables and into my foods because I am making them myself, right? Because I'm taking the time to plant the garden, right? To mend the garden so that I can have fresh fruits and vegetables to feed myself and my children, right? My family. What goes in the mouth gate, right? It's so important. So I'm thankful and grateful that God allowed me to partner with somebody that exposed me to a different way of life, right? A quality of life. And not only when I got exposed to that, but I got exposed to personal growth and development, which I got exposed to that back in 2013 when I got into direct sales and network marketing. But I got exposed to kingdom mindset, right? To live a kingdom lifestyle by really adjusting my life and being more intentional about putting God first, right? And understanding who I am and whose I am. All of that is a part of transforming your life and your body, right? And so I'm just thankful and grateful for that. So like I told you guys this morning when I got on here, I didn't really have something I wanted to talk about, but somebody must need to hear about how important it is to shift your thinking when it comes to eating. Do you want to live? Is the question. If you want to live, then you will make the steps, right, to do some things different, to live. Because the way that you've been living, right, is taking you down the wrong path. If you're one of those people that are overweight, because guess what? I'm still in the overweight bracket. Yes, I lost 50 pounds, but with the numbers on, doctors, what they compare you to, I'm still considered overweight, right? But I'm working on that because I want to live. I want to be able to see my grandchildren grow older, right? And experience great grandchildren and have a quality of life. So in order to have a quality of life, it requires me to take action in my life, right? To do some things different in order to see some different results. Because I want to be one of the elderlies, right? When I get older, I want to look like I'm in my 30s when I'm in my 60s and my 70s, right? Like I'm 42, but I don't look like I'm 42. But guess what? I want to be one of those people, and I will be, because guess what? I am making a conscious decision every single day to move my body. A conscious decision every single day to eat right. Do I get it right all the time? Nope, I don't. Do I work out every single day? I try my hardest to, but sometimes I don't because my schedule shifts back and forth, right? But I'm going to try my hardest. Thank you guys for those that have sent me roses. I appreciate it. I try my hardest, you guys, to do things right. And then I also make sure that God is the head of my life, which is most important. Like when you have a relationship with God, things shift for you too. Because you understand, how important it is to make sure that God is the head of everything. Like when I started to fast, that was another game changer for me in my health and in my spiritual growth, right? Fasting. What is fasting? Fasting is abstaining from all foods, right? During time of fasting, you're praying, you're reading your word. We believe in Jesus over here, right? You're reading your Bible. We apply the principles that's in the Bible to our life. The Bible is not a book about religion, but a book of principles and laws. Applying that to my life, right? Understanding that I have purpose on the inside of me. You have purpose on the inside of you. You wasn't created just to go to a place of employment, right? And I don't knock jobs at all. Jobs are necessary. Want to make sure that I say that. But your whole life is not made up to be consumed of working a job just to pay bills, just to get by. God said live life and live life abundantly in every area of your life. That doesn't mean that you're overflowing with money, all over the place. But an abundant life is truly being able to see the abundance in every single area of your life. In your finances, in your health, in your spiritual life, right? In your marriage, in your parenthood, in your friendships, in your business. Abundance in every single area of your life. And if you don't see that, you need to ask God, what am I doing that I need to do different? What am I not doing? Because I want to experience a quality of life. Y'all, we're not here forever. We're only here for a certain period of time. That's one of the things that I had to realize. Like life is truly but a vapor, right? You're here today, gone tomorrow. And so what impact are you going to make on the world? And how are you going to make that impact? How are you going to make that impact if you are busted and disgusted? If you have no energy to do what you need to do? If you're overweight and it's hard for you to get by? If your health is declining, how can you do what God has called you to do? You can't. So you have to make sure that you are treating your body right. Treat your body like you love it, right? When last time you ate a fruit, right? So when you think about snacks, you got to change your mindset. Instead of a snack being a bag of chips, let a snack be an apple. Let a snack be an orange. And this ain't no orange. This is a banana. Let a snack be a banana, right? Let a snack be guacamole, avocados. Avocado is a good fat, right? That you need to help you burn belly fat. I used to didn't like avocados, y'all. When I first was introduced to avocado, my husband we was hanging out with some friends of his, right? And it was like, why don't you try some avocados, right? They were Mexican. And I was like, I don't know about no avocado. So I tasted it. I was like, oh, this is some nasty stuff, right? But that was years prior to me making the decision to do some things different. But then I understood, right, that maybe you try it again, it might taste different. The next time that I tried avocados with one of my coworkers, she made some guacamole and she was like, try it. She was really begging me to try it. And so I tried it and I actually liked it, right? So I found a way to eat avocado, and I eat avocados plain now. I don't need to do anything extra to it. But I found a way to eat something that's good for my body in another way. You know, a lot of times we don't eat things so we like it's nasty, right? Figure out how to make something taste good to your palate if it's good for you. But you just got to make a decision to do some things different. Like you're not going to be fine as wine. You're not going to be healthy if you're eating this on a regular basis. Read the back. You can't pronunciate or understand what half of these things is inside of here, right? And then quick fixes. If you have to have weight loss surgery, I understand. Do the surgery if that's something that you have to do. But you got to maintain the lifestyle after you have the surgery, right? That requires you to change your mindset when it comes to eating. It also requires you to change your actions, right? So you're going to have to eat different. You can't go to the fast food place and still order the old fast food that you used to order before you had your surgery, right? You got to change your mindset. You also have to make sure that you are incorporating exercising. You got to make sure you do that as well. So I just want people to understand that when you make a decision to change your life, it's not going to be a quick fix, but it's going to be an intentional fix. It's going to be an intentional fix for you to say, hey, I know I want to see some things different. So that means I got to move different. I got to walk different. I got to talk different. I got to put something different in this mindset. Like who you listening to? Who's in your circle? The people that you hang around, it matters because they're going to encourage you to either do the right things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the gift, Miss Dorothy. They're going to either encourage you to do the right things or encourage you to do the wrong things. Like the birds, my mother used to say all the time, birds of a feather flock together. So what that means is birds of like mind, they flock together. When it comes time to the winter time, what happens? You see a whole bunch of birds in a flock, flocking together, the same kind. So the people that you hang around, they're either going to encourage you to become a better person or encourage you to be where you are stagnated or either go downhill because they have no quality of life. Like your money. Do the people that you're around, do they encourage you and inspire you to get your money up, right? To invest in different things, to watch your money move and grow in different ways? Do they encourage you, right, to overall work on your mindset, right? Are they yes men and women? If you are around a whole bunch of yes men and women, and that's people that just agree with you no matter what you do, whether you do right or do wrong, you're around the wrong people. You need to get around people that's going to stretch you. People that's going to hold you accountable for your actions. Like, do you have an accountability partner? I do. My accountability partner has permission that if she see me slip and be like, what you doing, sis? I thought you said you had some goals. What you doing? Oh, why you going there to go eat? You say you wanted to continue to lose this weight. What you doing? You right, sis. Let me go left instead of going right. Right? So the people that you have in your corner, they matter. Make sure it's people of quality and people of integrity and not people that's constantly pulling on you and draining you. It has to be relationships with reciprocity. Do you have reciprocity in your relationship? That's give and take, not just take. It's give and take. Like you help me, I help you. We're giving and taking. It's not just withdrawals, but it's withdrawals and deposits. I want you to examine your relationships. Examine your relationships. and see what type of relationships do you have. And if you're like, man, I'm just around some people that just don't have quality, then look for places where you can get poured into. There's so many different places with community these days. It's ridiculous. What do you like? Figure out the things that you like. Find a community in the space of the things that you like. For me, for women, I have a community, right? It's called Ladies of Faith Over Fear. Well, we have a community that consists of two different components. One of our communities, it is a place where you can grow in every area of your life. You're going to get challenged to grow in every area of your life. If you're in business, you're going to get challenged to grow your business. If physical, like you're going to have that physical challenge, right? But we're going to help you on the physical and health and wellness journey. If you, your money, you don't know what to do with your money, we have experts that come help you with that, right? Spiritually, you're going to grow spiritually, because if you don't know who you are spiritually, you're not going to be able to fully succeed like you desire, because you don't know who you are. Healing. We're going to help you heal from those childhood traumas, because believe it or not, a lot of people are in their 40s, their 50s, their 30s, and they're not experiencing the growth that they desire because they've experienced childhood trauma that they haven't addressed, that they haven't dealt with. Because when you've been in some type of trauma, until you deal with that trauma, it's going to continue to deal with you. So understanding that you got to be able to heal in order to really live the life that God has called you to live fully. You got to do the healing work. Is it easy? Nope, it's not. But it's so necessary. So necessary. All right. So I want to thank you all for hopping on today, because that's pretty much all I got for y'all. I'm just thankful and grateful that I had the mindset to do some things different in order to get some different results. And I took action. Nobody else took action for me. I took action for me. You have to take action for yourself. Nobody's coming to save you. We're not Captain Savers over here, if you know what I'm talking about, right? Don't save her. She don't want to be saved, right? We gotta do the work to save ourselves, right? With the help of God. Because God will give you the strength to go on this journey, but you got to be willing to walk it. So if you need some help to start a journey of becoming the best version of yourself, and you would love to have an accountability partner, to have a coach, I would love to coach you. I help women that are caregivers, that are mommies, stay-at-home moms, right? Learn how to pour into themselves and start a health and wellness journey. Whether you want to start it as just somebody in a challenge where it's absolutely free to join the challenge. You can click the link in my bio and you can join our next challenge. It's going to be in September on the 22nd. We're in September, but it starts on the 22nd. If you would like to do this as well, but make some extra income, I would love to help you. You can also click the link in my bio or go to CherylMazik.com, and I can share with you information on how you can do all of this, make a decision to eat better, to work out, to change your lifestyle, but now make an extra stream of income. I can help you with that. All right. And if there's some self-paced things that you would like to do, I also have 2 books. I have one that's called She Healed to Live. Oh my God. I lost train of thought about it's 30-day guide of falling in love with yourself again. Oh my God, y'all. It's too early in the morning. 30-day guide of falling in love with yourself again and becoming a lady of faith over fear, where it goes through step-by-step instructions on how to heal. And what I love about that book is it's created for women, but I have a lot of men that have actually bought that book because it's about healing, right? It's just geared towards women because I am a woman, but men have used it as well. That's also available in my TikTok link. I don't think it's listed on, it might be on the channel somewhere. But if you go to my shop, you have access to that as well. All right. So make today great. Go out there and change the world in the way that God has called you to change the world. If you don't know what that is yet, ask God, what is my purpose? Right? What is it that you have called me to do? And go do it. Make somebody smile today. You don't know what people are going through. Just a smile might shift their whole attitude, right? Just having a conversation with somebody might shift their whole life. Somebody may be on the verge of suicide. And because you said hello, you saw them, and they acknowledged that you saw them, they could have been the very thing to stop them from killing themselves. So be kind to people. You don't know what people are going through. Somebody is always going through something, right? And you may think that you're going through something, but there's always somebody going through something worse than you. So be kind to people. I'm going to tell you guys, like I tell my children, treat people like you want to be treated, which is the golden rule, which is in the Bible. Treat people like you want to be treated. Treat them with kindness. Show them love, right? Because you never know who needs it. And you may be that person that needs it today. Love on yourself. Tell yourself that you love you. And treat yourself like you love you. That's another thing when it comes to health and wellness. I was treating myself like I didn't love myself because I didn't take the time to actually put good things in my body or do good things to myself, but I was hurting myself. So I want to encourage you guys to do some self-evaluation today and make a decision to do something different if you're not on the path of living a healthy and abundant lifestyle in every single area of your life. If this inspired you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, I want you to put a 1 in the comment. I want to thank all of those people that actually watched the whole live on today. This is something that I do every single morning. I'm working on the time frame. It's either going to be 6:30 p.m., not p.m., I'm sorry, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, or either 7 o'clock a.m. So I'm testing the waters to see which time works best. If you enjoyed this episode and you would like to see me on a regular basis, just let me know, right? If you prefer 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time or 7 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. The morning pour is a place where you can get poured into in the morning before you go on to your day, right? To start it off with inspiration, motivation, and get inspired to go out there and do what God has called you to do. All right. So thank you so much. And if you're watching the replay, because it will be uploaded to my YouTube and shared on all platforms, make sure you put pound replay in the recording. And I will see you guys on tomorrow, same place, same time. Have an amazing day. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later.